Jules says, I want to use a flexible red light extension, but it's plastic-like. You want to put heat lamp bulbs in the sauna and to get red light therapy or to make it hotter, but you're looking at the plastic extensions? Because you are correct. There used to be some metal ones, and they can definitely melt. You're going to use 250 watt heat lamp bulbs, I'm guessing, kind of like some of my old videos. Yeah. So I would recommend you do something else instead. Satco is a company that makes industrial drop-down E26 connectors. And sometimes they used to have a metal housing with a metal rod. That's what you would be looking for. The problem is sometimes you have to shave down like where the E26 fixture screws in to the housing. When you look at a heat lamp bulb, actually, hold on a second. One of the easiest things that you could do is buy a fixture like this that's freestanding. You don't have to mount, and you can test a bunch of stuff before you go drilling holes or screwing into, your sauna. So what I'm trying to explain to you is sometimes, like when you look in here, the actual fixture itself doesn't account for the neck of the bulb. So when you use an extender and you try to screw this in, you actually have to shave down the extenders because this neck bulges out so much. It won't screw all the way in without compressing right here, which cracks and shatters the bulb. I know, absolutely ridiculous. But the only time that I've ever broken these and like made a mess in the sauna or had potential, cut hazard is from not paying attention to that. It's not something that you would think of. If this, big ass housing wasn't here and you just went to screw this bulb in, you're never going to be thinking, oh, if I screw it all the way in, it's going to compress on the neck and shatter the damn thing. So something to be aware of. The metal socket extenders, you can't really shave them down too easy. You could take a Sawzall to the plastic ones and shave them down. But the problem is if it gets too hot, you run it too long, you forget about it, they will melt and break. So not the best idea. I would go with something like this. It's just easier. It's more expensive, but it's kind of like done for you and all metal. So I usually use a ceramic actual E26 connector, and then the rest looking for metal. You need to add an outlet inside. You don't necessarily need to add an outlet. What you need to do is run power. So what I typically do is, if you're talking about using something on the back wall, depends on which sauna you're talking about, but you can drill a hole in the floor and run it under the bench and just pop it out the side so you don't see anything. You don't have to worry about cable management. Or you can drill a hole in the ceiling, drop your wire through. The only thing is you'll have to make the connection with either heat shrink or wire nuts. So that's what I would do. And then there's another piece. If you go watch my videos from like 5 or 6 years ago, I use clickable outlet switches, Jules Jones. So if you have these things set up or you end up mounting these to the ceiling or something like that, and you're in there, you don't want to have to get out to turn them off and on. Put it on a remote so it's clickable off on. So if that makes sense. If you have other questions, if you're a Facebook group member, put a post in there and tag me in the comments, and I'll drop some links to some of my older videos that go over it in detail.